If I've learned anything from this game, is you should be patient and wait for the right moment. Hi guys, I'm Nissi and today I'm gonna show you the tier list for the free to play to low spender players. This is for the KVK open field fighting, and I'm gonna be honest. I'll show you my opinion from my personal experience and all the videos and the fights I saw. What I prefer as a free to play player. Let's divide this. As you see, I have divided this as a cavalry, infantry, and archers. And for the rest, I'm gonna talk. Let's start straight to the business. Right now, the best cavalry you can have is these guys, these two. I'm not gonna split these guys and put separate tiers, and because like we all know how this game works, you should have like two guys that work together well. Me personally, I don't have Hool. I have this March. I have Nevsky expertise, and I'm working on King Arthur. But I'll show you the best if you're starting right now. If you came from the KVK2, KVK1, or something like that and you want to play the cavalry mainly. First of all, it's not about just yourself. Like it's about the equipment. Which equipment you have when you finish the KVK one and two, the seasons, and you're gonna have some kind of equipments and materials, and you should see which march is gonna work for you. If you don't have any equipment for the cavalry and you have some infantry equipment and you work on cavalry commanders, it's not gonna work. Trust me, guys, you'll get vanished during the fights. So, first march for the cavalry right now at this moment, February 25, 2025, is Uo with King Arthur, as I said. But if you already have these two, these two work as well. These two is super strong. As a free-to-play player, to low spender, you still get like good deal with the Nevsky with the John. Because like John strikes two times his active skill, which is like 4k damage. Nevsky does 2.3k damage, and they have a lot of stats. These two, Huo with Arthur is like slightly better, but if you want to do this, it's okay. Just there's just one thing. Nevsky is kind of old, and I think it's just my personal opinion. Uh, Much better cavalry commanders gonna show up in the game. So right now, I suppose you should invest in Huo and the King Arthur as an S plus and as an S tier. You should work on these guys. If you have one of these two, you should work on. As I said, I have like this, like Nevsky with the King Arthur. So either way, this is gonna be so good. Right now, let's go for the infantry. As an infantry player and as a free-to-play player, you should be a little bit tanky and you should hit a little bit hard. So you have the positive reports and you got the kill points at the KVK. Many kingdoms have like deadline for the kill points. Like right now, I have to make like 200 million kill points for this KVK. And I just have two marches, but I'm so positive about it. I think I'm gonna make it because I'll show you my main march right now. My main march is William Wallace primary with a Luce secondary. William Wallace, for every second active skill, like he hits active skill, he hits 1000 damage. He's so strong. He's single target. That's the problem. But Liu Che is not a single target. He has the AoE. And most likely they have the smite damage, and we don't have the smite damage defense in this game right now. You have like damage reduction, you have normal damage reduction, and things like that. But smite damage is like pure damage right now at this moment for the game. So William Wallace with the Liu Che works so good, so well. I don't know, 1v1 situations. I think only these two can beat you in a 1v1, but it depends on as I mentioned, equipments and armaments as well. Armaments is like, I don't know, it's pain in the beat for me. And for the second match, I saw my friends playing with those two. I saw many videos. I saw many things. And I have this guy as well, the Skippy Prime. I was working on the Skippy before I quit the game. I quit the game for 2 years ago and I just came back. Skippy Prime with the Ragnar Prime is so dope. Like they hit so hard, they have a lot of stats and they're so cool. These two marches for the infantry are the best at this moment, and these two marches for the cavalry are the best. Right now, I'm gonna talk about this guy. I saw many videos about this pairing, Liu Che with the Alex. Many YouTubers are talking about this as well, but guys, Alex is early game commander. Yeah, I know he has good buff, the museum buff, and it works with the Liu Che, but guy's so old. And it is not better than these two marches. And as a free-to-play player, you should totally avoid the Alex. It's kind of bait for you. Because if you are free to play, you're looking for the best of the best of the best. So you should have like best marches and you should get like best trades possible in the game. Because you cannot spend like 500 bucks daily. So right now, at this stage of the game, this guy is useless. Like qualified players are saying that he's good, he's best, he's things. Yeah, I get this. I get what they're talking about. But for the free-to-play players who are depend on like one march, two march, or three marches, you should definitely avoid this one. Like never use this guy. Just ignore him. And I have a controversial opinion about the archer pair. Most of the guys will tell you these two are the best. And they have the point. They got the point. They're so good. They work so well together. But you knew but was coming. But in my opinion, Shajar, this girl, first of all, is so tanky. Second of all, she hits so hard. And when you're free to play or the low spender, and when you have like one march of each type, let's say you have like this, and this. I know Herman with the Jugalion is cool, but they're squishy. They're so squishy, and you need a little bit of tanky march and which can hit hard. So Jugalion with the Shajar is the best thing for the archers right now. In my opinion, this is my opinion. I saw many reports. I saw many players playing with the different variations. And I've got this idea at the Champions of Olympia, enemy team had exactly this pair. and they melted us. Literally, they melted us. So this is kind of hard to get the point where you should decide you want Herman or the Shajar, but I personally will choose Shajar all the time. One, for the open field, and the second of all, listen to me right now. You're getting Richard in the early game. To use him at the Barbing for the Barbarians in the late game, in the end game stage. But I've seen Shajars on the barbing stage to be the tanky and to chain the barbs to lower the cost of the action points. And the Shajar is tanky and the Shajar hits so hard as well. Richard has no damage. We all know that. Shajar hits so hard. Expertise Shajar can never die. Pair these two together and you should barb like all day long and you killing the barbs fast and you think like no damage at all. Also, I've got these two here as you see. Gorgo, Gorgo is not the bad option. She's so freaking tanky. Like nobody's targeting her on the open field. Like nobody. You should be like crazy stupid to target her. If you put someone behind her, like Liu Che, for example, you should be so tanky and you will do a lot of things. She hits hard and she's tanky AF. I don't know. Decision is yours. Like in the end of the day, this is just game and you should enjoy and do whatever you want. If you want to win, you should wait for exact moments and wait for the best options you have in that time. And about the feeling. This guy is really a feeler. I don't think free to play players can use this guy much because this guy is the filler. Like when you have these 3 marches, you got 4 march, like 5 march, and free to play players are not using like 6 or 7 marches, not even five most of them. So this is for the extra marches. If you are like old player and want to use, or you just came back from the long pause like me. And I'll tell you something about the early game. Like you may ask, like, if I start game right now before the season of conquest, like, what should I do? Firstly, of course, you can play with the epic commanders, but here's two things you can do. The for the most value, you can get Minamoto. The guy is still decent, and you're gonna use him in the barbing and for the barbarian force and during the KVK 1 and 2 he's usable on the open field as well, and during the season of conquest you use the museum buffs and he's decent for many activities, not for the open field but many activities. You can make him like 5-5-1-1 and you're good to go. And where's the e-song? Yeah, this guy here. These two. So you can open the Richard and make him just 5-1-1-1 for the Barbinger, for the tankiness, for the chain of the barbarians as well. And you can max out the Isonge. YSG hits so hard, and the YSG gives you the so much value in the game for the KVK1, KVK2 as well, and you probably can change the two commanders for the Season of Conquest commanders. So YSJ investment will be fine. It can work. Most likely Peacekeeper's gonna work in the end of the game, so that's why I said the Minamoto. That's why I said I can say like double C, but you should not invest universal sculptures on the double C and the Athelflaed for the early game. She does so good in the early game. You get targeted. If you put him behind the Richard, I don't know, maybe you can be fine. Athelflaed hits hard and debuffs hard, and you're gonna use these during the KVK 1 and 2. Don't spend universal sculptures on any other disc commanders. It's not gonna be useful. Trust me, guys, you're gonna regret this because the next video I will make about my mistakes and you will see why I'm telling you you're gonna regret this. These are gathering commanders you're gonna use and at, at the time you're gonna expertise all of the epic commanders as well. And you guys should ignore all of these commanders. You're not gonna use the garrison commanders as a free-to-play to low spender. You're not gonna use the conquering commanders. You're not gonna rally, like, be realistic. So just use these if you like cavalry and if you have the equipment for the cavalry and armaments. You got infantry, you got archers. That's your main focus right now. Thank you guys for the watching. And lastly, I'll show you where am I from. Queen Tamar of Georgia. I'm not the queen or the king, but I am from Georgia. And in the next video, I'll say her phrases with a male voice. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Peace.